Seems to me like loss of innocence is quite a big thing in this fandom. Like, people come into it with such a golden view and a magical vision of what everything is, and then part of being in the fandom and being a furry is learning that, nope, that doesn't exist. And there's a real sad moment where you really decide whether you want to be here when you realise it ain't all sunshine and rainbows. I imagine a lot of us can think back to those first fursuiters we saw and how amazing they were, how they helped us get into this fandom, how we idealised them and thought that they were the best thing in the world, and then how heartbreaking it was for at least some of them when you found out that they're far lewder than they let on. I think that's what makes this place so dangerous for children, and how it's so hard for us to be family friendly. Because, I mean, we're all so cute and cuddly. I mean, look, we look like children's entertainers half the fucking time. And yet a solid 50% at the very bare minimum have some sort of fetishization to it all. I think that's a word. They have something that turns it just adult and not child friendly whatsoever. And that's what makes it so difficult for us to get that family friendly vibe going, because hell, a lot of us just aren't. I posted a while back about how you can't really label yourself a good boy if you're consistently posting the lewds, and I stand by that. I mean, a good boy is something stereotypical through dog memes, you know, something wholesome and friendly and interactive and just pure. Pure would be the word I would use to describe the phrase good boy. And yeah, while you can be good and a boy and like porn, and you can rip the whole word apart and be like, oh, well, it doesn't discredit you, true. But when you get to that purity stance, no, it doesn't really work that way. And when you label yourself a good boy, you bring forward an assumption that you aren't lewd, that you're going to be safe for work, and that, you know, it's just cute and cuddly. And when you do post a dick, it kind of goes against all of that and almost discredits the word. So, my faithful audience, what's your opinion on the matter? Is this something that we just have to deal with, that you are going to get burnt out, you're going to see some opinions change, and that, yeah, unfortunately, it's just part of being a furry, that you are going to see fursuiters and suddenly realise that they have dicks in their suits? Or is this something that we need to be a bit more careful on? Is this something that we need to almost kind of separate from the areas that are safe for work? Is there some sort of division we need to come in, some sort of identity system, or is that just too totalitarian? Leave your comments down below. Let's start another debate. I like it. It's all getting intellectual in the comments. I'm kind of loving it. Continuing the trend of seeing all these amazing makers, creators, and artists and saying, holy shit, you guys need to be seen a bit more, we're going to delve straight into that this week with a good friend of mine, once again, Neo. And the reason I feel I really have to mention them is because, well, they're responsible for me, or at least this version of me. That's right, they made my ref sheet, they helped me redesign myself. Obviously, that's going to get you a pretty special place in my heart. And while their art skills are sublime, are absolutely perfect and superior, I mean, perfect is obviously subjective, so don't go quoting me on that. What's perfect to one person is shit to another. But honestly, to me, like, going through this process was fucking scary, because I don't have any original artistic talent. So it's like, let's design a body design, let's design this. I'm mostly just sitting there like, let's put some stuff in there, some colour, and yeah, it's up to you. It's up to you. You do the shit. But holy shit, she did the shit, and it came out the shit. Like, we all love this, right? I've got it fucking printed on steel on my fucking wall. It's that good. Oh, well, I can continue kissing her ass like this and going on and on about how amazing and special it is. What it really showed to me was a very keen interest and intellect when it comes to artistic theory. Their colour theory and colour palettes are just outstanding. The amount that goes through their head when they're making these pieces, that's just bang, instinct to them, blows my fucking mind. Their keen precision on making things symmetrical, making them proportionate, was something I hadn't even fucking considered before. Like, here's one thing that kind of ruined a few art pieces I had. If you think the art piece is amazing, mirror it. If it still looks good mirrored, you've done it right. If not, woof. Seriously, some of the pieces I've had in the past, I've got them mirrored and I can't look at them anymore. And the fact that this person, this amazing artist, takes that into consideration, constantly flipping, shows just a very clean and amazing understanding of exactly what they're making and how to make it the best possible thing they can. And I'm not saying that there's not a massive amount of artists that do that. I'm just always blown away when I come across them. I don't have a wealth of art to show from here. I mostly just have the web sheet and a couple of little doodles, and that is because, unfortunately, they suffer with the plague of art block. And Jesus Christ, if there's one thing I could kill with a fucking sword in the face, it would be that, because I know what that feels like. It's fucking shit. But seriously, give them a follow. Their art is amazing. They cross a massive amount of different pieces, from anime weeb shit to humans to furries, and it's generally something you really want to be watching. When those coveted elusive commission spots do come up, you fucking pounce on them quick, because trust me, I will be too. Okay, so here we are once more, yet again fueling the fires of the YouTube comment section with the fuel of attention, because I apparently haven't learnt my lesson yet about how much of a fucking good idea that is. This week our comments come entirely from the comment section of my latest video, Furries vs Gamers, so you can already probably tell just exactly what direction we're fucking going in. Furry exist. Me, where the fuck is my shotgun? It's probably non-existent, just like any respect you're likely to get from me at this stage. So I find it hard to be physically intimidated by someone with a fucking, what is that, Minecraft icon you've got there? Like, Minecraft doesn't exactly have much better street cred than the fucking furries do at this stage, okay? How's your creator doing, having all of his fucking names written out of everything he's ever made? Up next, this kid spits trash untrue about gamers. There's an asterisk. Me, wrong, and that's in bold. Okay, first of all, this kid, you're probably like, what, 14, 15 at the absolute most, probably more like around 12, knowing you, and I'm not. I'm clearly fucking older here, so don't condescend to me, you patronising little prick, alright? Spits trash untrue about gamers. Untrue? I'm fairly certain some of the stuff I said, if not all, was researched and, you know, factually correct. I mean, you can all defend your fucking YouTube idols all you want. He still said certain words. Just because I pointed out doesn't make me a fucking liar, okay? I mean, he got done for that, right? Oh wait, no, he's too famous to get done, I forgot. Also, I love your counterpoint. You really swayed my fucking opinion there with the one single word. I think it was the bold emphasis that really made me think that perhaps I was in the wrong. Well done, good effort there, champ. Nice and simple. I call bias. Well, yes, of course, there's a fucking bias. It's furries versus gamers, and it's presented by fucking me. Obviously, there's bias. I mean, hell, I mentioned the bias, especially Bastard mentioned the bias multiple times in the fucking video about how biased we were, so don't fucking call me on that bullshit. I was fully acknowledged of that fact. We all knew I was gonna fucking win this fight. Oh god, this is a long one. I feel this isn't accurate in a major way. Gamers are at least should have way more pluses, sorry, it's pluses, because they've not spelt pluses, right? Because I get the fact that you're a furry and you gotta stick up for your whatever it's called, but man, this is just disrespect. You're really just mocking us, and yeah, I already know you're gonna think this is some other hate comment, so whatever. First of all, I don't think it's a hate comment, I think it's fucking hilarious. Second of all, I'm not gonna point out the grammar mistakes, because that's pedantic, but there's grammar mistakes. Third of all, this wasn't like some fucking research paper I was writing for a thesis for my PhD, okay? This was just some stuff that I saw online and threw it all together. You know, I did my research, but yeah, I wasn't claiming any fucking sources. I wasn't citing sources about how accurate all of this actually was, okay? Also, do you just not get my content? I mean, do you not get that I'm not being totally serious? You do understand sarcasm and whatnot, right? You do understand... Oh god, no, what am I saying? You clearly don't fucking understand. I love this little bit, but this is just disrespect. Well, yes, it is, but it's fine. If you look, I'm disrespectful to practically every fucking minority and every major group that's out there. I'm disrespectful to everyone, which means I'm not really all that biased. I treat them all fairly. I'm a furry gamer, which causes me, like other furry gamers, get the stereotypes and look down on both sides. Okay, that doesn't make a massive amount of sense, but I think I can extrapolate exactly what you were trying to say. Yes, I do understand that there are a lot of people who are furries and gamers at the same time, but there's not really a huge community of furry gamers, Whereas there is a huge community of furries and a huge community of gamers, so it's easy to throw those two at each other. Okay, so don't worry, I'm not ignoring the fact there are furry gamers out there, it's just that doesn't really seem to be a massive amount worth talking on. But hell, I'm sure you're going to tell me I'm wrong in the comments anyway, right? But yeah, to agree with your point, you probably do get the worst thrown at you. I bet you don't really get, accepted by the gamers because, fur fag trash, because that's all we ever fucking get. And if you want proof of that, just have a look at the other comments. So there we go. I'm not going to say they're the best comments of the week. They're just the ones that I thought was worth fucking talking about. Yes, have a little fucking look at that comment section because it's always joyous. It always warms my heart to know that some people are just too thick to understand basic fucking shit. Okay, that's another fucking thing done. Jesus, it's getting hot now. I don't want summer. Ugh.